For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, and a time to harvest or uproot. And have you ever thought about it? That everything begins with a seed. Whether it be an idea, a dream, a plant, or even life, it begins with a seed. And even though I was successful at producing meat from our farmstead as well as eggs, this past year was not my family's best gardening year. No, there's been some years that we have been really cranking it out in the garden, with things growing everywhere. But this year wasn't that successful. But there was one crop that did absolutely fantastic for us last year. It was okra. When we plant seeds, we never really know for sure how things will turn out. But just like in life, we plant in faith, expecting to receive some reward for our labors. And this past year, when my daughter and I started our okra seed, we started with that in mind. Started with thinking about the future harvest that these seeds would bring. And in the winter, it's a time that we begin starting our first seeds for the upcoming growing season. And we got started by sowing our okra seed in our seed trays. And then after that, we moved them into our germination chamber. And this germination chamber provides them with the ideal temperature and humidity for the seeds to get started well. Then once those seeds get started, we took them out of the germination chamber and put them under grow lights, where they continued to grow until it was time to take them outside. Then we transplanted those plants outdoors and they took off. We had two 50-foot rows of okra plants, and those plants grew to be large and bushy. And we probably should have pruned them, because going in to harvest the fruit was like going into an okra jungle. Do you like okra? Let me know in the comment section below. I used to not like it, but over the years it has grown on me as we've grown more. I know most people eat it fried, but in addition to frying it, we also bake it, we also dehydrate it, and pickle it. And with me recovering from an injury that I had this past year, that was one of the reasons why we didn't have a lot of other things growing. But what we did have, Selah took care of, which was primarily this okra.
Generally, you want to harvest okra when they're really small, but with this variety, you can harvest them when they're a little bit bigger.
And I really like this particular heirloom variety that we grew, because we're not always as timely as we should be in our family with harvesting produce when it's supposed to be harvested. And with a lot of other okra varieties, you have to harvest them as soon as they're ready, ASAP, but not with this particular variety. Even when it gets longer and larger, it's still edible and tender, which I really like. But sadly, with gardening, all plants come to an end, as it did with our okra. When the colder temperatures came in, that put an end to our okra plants and our okra harvesting for 2024. But before the cold came in, we did decide to leave the fruit on the plants, which helped us out for having one last harvest. And Selah got the process started by removing the dried out fruit from the spent plants. And then she chopped down the stalks, which were pretty hardy. At this point, are you wondering, why in the world did we plant all these okra? That we've gone through your mind?
Not really.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
You love doing this?
It's not terrible.
It's therapeutic?
Yeah.
Okra therapy.
It's nothing hard.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. You can do this all day long. I can volunteer you at other farms to do okra therapy.
No, not volunteer.
This will be a lot of seeds. I can't wait to see how many seeds you get from all this. Man.
Yeah, kill it.
And the stalks on these okra, man, they're like little trees or shrubs or something. Look at it. It's not just something you can just break easily and pull right out of the ground. Oh, maybe I can get that one. Maybe not. All right. At this point, it's like a challenge. All right. Let's see if I can pull one of them out. All right. Ready? Slippery. Oh, yeah, I can pull it out. That's not that bad. Not that easy either.
Yeah, look what I did.
And the plant spacing for okra is like 12 to 18 inches. So in those 250-foot rows, we ended up pulling out like something like 70 to 80 plants. Now I didn't pull them all out by hand. We used a shovel and broad fork at times, but that was a lot of plants. Also during the winter is when I raise pullets. And these pullets will be egg producers for our upcoming year. But as I'm raising them during those winter months, I move them around as they're growing in chicken tractors to clean up those garden spaces, eating the things that are left over, but also fertilizing our beds for the plants for next year. So after we pulled up what remained from our okra plants, I brought the pullets in. Next, the kids got the ball rolling with cleaning up what was left over from the okra. They tried to burn up the stalks and branches that were left over from the okra in a fire.
We're not putting the seed pods in there to burn.
No, we're just burning the branches. Which is a good idea because those stalks don't compost easily. But I was like, guys, let's do this a little bit faster. I have an idea. So I brought over a burn barrel that one of my wonderful viewers got for me. And this burn barrel has come in handy so many times here on the farmstead. Let's do this the easy way today. So this. And this. Put that right down there. And some of this. Let's see if we can reach right here. Here we go. There we go. Yep, catch on some cardboard next. And from time to time, I will use cardboard in the garden and to burn with. If it's plain cardboard that's not treated, doesn't have a glossy wax coat on it, nor a bunch of heavy inks, and I also remove the tape, glue, staples, or whatever else may be on that cardboard. And while I was at it, I also burned up a few other things that will be beneficial to our fire, including some sticks that will help make this fire burn the okra stalks even faster. And once our fire was hot enough, we got to work with burning up our dried out old okra stalks. And burning dried out okra, tomato, and other plant stalks are a quick way of cleaning them up. This also helps burn up any pathogens and pests that may be overwintered in these materials. It's going good now. Here we go. Burn it up. And we take this wood ash as well as wood ash from our wood stove and we use it in the garden. And this helps to add potassium and other minerals back into the soil. You do want to use it in moderation though, so I spread it out lightly in my garden beds. And then you can either till it in or add compost right over top of it. And since I'm not ready to plant in those beds quite yet, I just cover it up with my silage tarp so that way when I'm ready to plant, things will be ready to go right away. Grab those trays.
Yeah.
Dad, can I have a blue one?
A blue one? What's wrong? You don't like that purple color there?
I'll trade you.
Alright,
Sure.
switch it up. Guess he didn't want the girly color tray. It's okay, Selah. I like that color too. Grab some of these. Bring them over to your tray. Bust them open. Let the seeds come out. There we go. All those little happy seeds coming out. Ready to make some new plants. All those seeds just from that one fruit there. Okay, and then once you got the seeds out of the pod there, we'll take that and put it in this bucket. Ideally, I would have preferred to do this outside. But with it being cold and snowing, we were like, we want to stay warm while we're doing this. So I was thinking, hopefully we don't make too much of a mess. And if we do, we'll just clean it up. Over the years, we've harvested seed from a lot of different plants. But I think this is definitely the most seeds that we have ever harvested from okra.
Hey Dad, look how big this one is.
Man, that one's longer than your head by almost 2 times. Put it against your head, let's see. That's cool. Think it's got a lot of seeds in there?
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, I'm a rhino.
All right, let's see how many seeds are in there.
Okay.
And this is one of those tasks that just feels good doing. It doesn't require a lot of mental energy nor stress or adrenaline. It's just one of those calm activities that you're just working and thinking and having a good time and talking together. And we were rolling. Even though each of us had our own style, we were each moving and getting this job done.
Grab it, twist, twist. All the spots. Get all the seeds out.
But Selah's technique must have been the most effective because she ended up with like double the seeds that Mike and I harvested. So, yeah, maybe we need to take a lesson or two from her. Shh, don't tell her. With burning the stalks outside, I got this bright idea of trying to burn those seed pods in the wood stove. On there, get in there, get in there. I'll do that again. Oh boy, that was a bad idea. The rest I just ended up putting in the compost, which was a lot safer. And we had so much seed, we ended up filling up 5 quart jars and still had some left over. And what was left over, we bagged up, putting in 2-ounce and 1-ounce bags. And you know, one of the best things about farming is it helps you to learn patience, responsibility, particularly for our youth. And Selah, you did a good job stepping up this past year in the garden, helping me out, especially with the okra. That's why we got all these seeds here. And since we harvested all those okra seed, I was like, Selah, why don't we sell the seed? Because I know you've been wanting to make some extra money for things that you've been working towards, right?
Yes, I accidentally cracked my phone screen a while back, and I really want to get that fixed, and a few other things.
Yeah, probably some girl things, right?
Yes.
So, you can help Selah out in her little business and get some okra seed. I'll provide the links in the show notes below. Now, I will say that I originally thought that the okra seed were Louisiana okra seed, but we're really not 100% sure of that, so I can't guarantee for sure that that's what they are, but we can attest that the seeds were very productive for us. And with getting some of her okra seeds for your garden, you're also going to be encouraging this young entrepreneur in her homesteading skills as well. Our chapter of the 2024 okra has ended, and the seeds that they have left behind bring about a new chapter for 2025. And this heirloom variety that we did was great. And this and I really like this heirloom variety of okra. But what we did have, Selah but what we did have, and this was